Hello and welcome. So today's auction tank is the TL-7, an American tank destroyer at tier 9. And oh boy, I can tell you, I don't think this tank is good at all. It comes for 10,000 gold. So let's check how much this is. So here we go, 10,000 gold. This equals around 36 euro. So it's not that much for a tier 9 premium tank. But all in all, you have to say 36 euro are still a lot of money. And well, you have to calculate if that's worth the fun you can buy with that tank. So as far as I can tell, I think this tank is gonna be sold for more than 10,000 gold, and that's the reason why I don't think this is a good deal at all. The tank is not so special actually, we're gonna see this very soon. The good thing is it's a tier 9 premium tank, so you can grind bonds with it, but I don't think that's worth it if it's not fun to play. Well, you have to find this out yourself, or if you check the stats, maybe you can see what I mean. But all in all, I think this is going to be just a big letdown for a lot of people and not worth at all. So first, let's check out the TL-7, how much it is played at the servers. So as we can see, it's almost the lowest amount of matches it has had the last 30 days, so around 26,000 games. So not a lot of people are playing this tank, or not a lot of people are having this tank, either they. Let's check out the win rate. So in terms of win rate, with 49.57%, the TL-7 is kind of in the middle of all tier 9 tanks, or a little bit above the middle, I would say, but nothing too special. Let's check out the damage per game. Always we have to consider it's not played by a lot of people, so most likely most people know what they do and play it not too bad. My thinking, how I would explain this. So with around 1,565 damage per game, it's quite in the upper league actually of all tier 9 tanks, but yeah, it's not too good. You know what I mean. But it has lots of tanks beyond it, but well, it can go up quite far here, so not too bad. Let's check out, just for fun, how much damage it is blocking normally. And yeah, not too much. This is like just the other way around. It's more going to the bottom of all tanks. And even considering there are some artilleries in this statistics as well, not such a great outcome. So here it is, the TL-7 tank destroyer, and we're gonna take a look at the tank as it is. It's rather small, as you can see. Looks a little bit funny. I like it from just the looks of it. Kind of looks a little bit like a potato with a long gun, in my opinion. Let's check out the armor, and as you can see, if that tank shoots its own shells against its own armor, it's not much left in case of armor, in terms of armor. Let's talk first about the ammunition. It has a standard penetration of 252 and an alpha damage of 360, which is not too bad actually. You can definitely work with it. And for a tier 9 tank destroyer, the penetration might be a little bit low, but it will definitely make its job penetration wise. And the gold ammunition is 315. Yeah, it's a little bit low, I would say. For tier 9, definitely a little bit low, but it has an HE penetration of 105mm, so if you decide to take your own clip of HE shells with you, because it's an autoloader, so you will have good chances to penetrate very light armored vehicles. Armor, it's kind of a little bit trollish, but not too much. So the whole front, it's pretty badly armored, and it has some auto bounce angles here, and the problem will be that it's not reliable, especially the turret. If you come from the sides and have a straight shot at it, it will not hold. And it has a big fat cupola here, so that's not a big problem as well. So I think armor will not be worth anything here. It has a little auto bounce angle, but you can't rely on it because the turret, you have to do it like this maybe, and then here is a stone or something, but well, nothing you can really count on. It has a very good gun depression of 10 degrees, so if you use that and you're possible to play hull down and here's a stone or something, then you have kind of some good chance to bounce something, but I wouldn't count on it. So the sides are like paper as well. So armor wise, there's nothing you can rely on. Let's check it out. It has a 1,300 damage per minute, which is very bad, but considering this is an autoloader with 4 shells in its clip, it doesn't say much, so it's not like you play an autoloader. But the reload time of the whole clip, it's around 40 seconds, which is very long. So you have to really make your clip work. if you want to make damage with that thing. You can see the dispersion here, it's 0.38. That's not so good, so you have to come a little bit closer to your enemies. And as you have seen, the armor is not made for this, so I don't know if that's a good combination. The dispersion factors are not so good as well. If we check this out with the Progetto, you have 0.16, which is very good, and here you have like almost double the size, the amount. So the gun is not so comfortable, I guess. We have a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour and kind of a good, okay power to weight ratio, I would say. So normally that should work with being at least a little bit mobile, but the problem is the terrain resistance. You can see 0.96 hard terrain, around 1 and 1.82 in soft terrain. If we take a look at the Progetto, this is far better, as you can see, like 0.83, 0.48 and 0.96. So that Progetto can still drive through all terrain without like losing a lot of mobility. Maybe you've played it and you know it, but the TL-7 is not doing that, especially in soft terrain. Doesn't sound like a good combination so far. Good things are the alpha damage is okay, definitely. 10 degrees of gun depression is okay. The camouflage is not as good as it should be for a tank destroyer, I think. It's not too bad. It definitely can work in the bush. For example, the other tank in the auction, the ISU 122, has even less stationary camo, but it's not a great value. For example, I think that E25 at tier 7 has around 25% of camouflage. So yeah, considering this is a tank destroyer which will be not bounce a lot, you should have a little bit more camo, I guess, but this thing doesn't. But it's definitely not a bad number. So if you play stationary, that could work. And 370 meters of view range is pretty bad, actually. So that you will not be able to spot for yourself if you don't take the right equipment with it. And yeah, the armor was not worth so much, so I can't say that this tank looks like it's fun to play. I heard it from some other guys who have that tank and play it. It's kind of atrocious at tier 9. It could be a mediocre tank in tier 8, but yeah, they made it a tier 9 tank destroyer. But don't get me wrong, I think it's very good that Wargaming is releasing tier 9 tanks, which are definitely not OP and at least actually underperforming somehow, because I think it wasn't a good idea to release tier 9 vehicles, premium vehicles at all. So at least they are not overpowered and you can buy yourself your victory rate. This is a good thing in those regards. It has 1500 HP, so it can trade a little bit, but not too much, especially at tier 9. So if you compare this with Astron Rex, which is a kind of a similar tank in my opinion. Yeah, it's not a tank destroyer, but it has a little bit the same optics. Yeah, you can see. We are not so far from each other. So, it has more damage per minute actually, less alpha damage, but because it's a 5-clip autoloader, and it's 4 seconds intra-clip reload time, and this thing has 2.3 intra-clip reload. That's different from each other, but the Astron has much bigger dispersion. This is sometimes very frustrating. It still is above the TL-7 in almost every other thing. More top speed, better terrain resistance. Yeah, it is a medium tank, so that makes sense. Stationary camo 14% against 50%, so this is just a little bit better. And it has, Astron has as well 10 degrees of gun depression. So actually, considering this is a tier 8 premium tank, which is good to play, I would say mediocre till good. Big problem is always the big fat cupola here, but if it uses its gun depression, it has actually quite a good chance to bounce something with its turret or the upper plate. Can side scrape to a certain degree as well, but okay, the cupola is always a big letdown against its own gold ammunition. It's rather easy to pen, but just the upper plate, the turret still can work, but the TL-7 is not working like this. So even comparing it to a tier 8 medium, that tank destroyer here seems to be very bad. So I can't recommend it. I don't have it. Why would I? As far as I heard and see, it's not worth it at all. So you have to make up your mind, of course, depending on how much it will cost. It says here 12,750 euro, which is around 70. Sorry, the gold amount, of course, 12,000 30,000 gold around this. Let's check it out. 30,000, this is around 45 euro, man. You can buy 2 or 3 games with that money. So that's my opinion on the TL-7. I can't recommend it. It looks very bad to me. Make up your mind if it's worth it for you, if you want to collect those tanks or something like this, but I can't recommend it at all. So guys, have a great day. Have fun in the auction, have fun in World of Tanks, and I wish you all the best, and see you hopefully on the next video. Thanks guys for watching, and thanks bros.